I wanted to take some time to make a video here sharing a little bit about myself and my background and journey through movement and where I'm currently at and where I'm going, the direction I'm headed. I've been posting a little more on social media, and some of you guys may know a little bit about me, some maybe just joining in. So I wanted to give a little context here uh, to my story, my journey. So, growing up, I was always quite athletic, always moving, playing outside, playing in sports. Um, but around 8 years old, my journey with movement took a quite a big change, where I started to develop a relationship with Tourette's syndrome. So, if you're not familiar with Tourette's syndrome, it involves various tics where you have no control over the movements in your body. So, I started to develop these tics, which I still experience today. But this was around third grade for me, around 8 years old. So I had these tics where they were very vocal when I was younger in elementary school. I would yell things, make noises, also make certain movements with my face or my body that I had no control over. So this started to bring me into an interesting relationship with movement. Um, as I grew up, elementary school, middle school, starting to get more into sports, and my relationship with movement became one more of competition, of move to be stronger, better than the opponent, right? So this started to shape my model of movement, and maybe a lot of you guys can relate, especially if you grew up playing sports. Um, so I played baseball, moved into football, and then mainly just focused on lacrosse. Um, and so, yeah, into high school and playing lacrosse, and even into undergrad, I played 2 years with club, and still my model became of movement became, how do I get more fit, more stronger, athletic, better than the other people. So this relationship with movement built a lot of tension in my body, and it also had my mindset with movement as a way to be better, but than the other. Um, so about second year in undergrad, I decided to stop playing lacrosse due to some injuries, overuse stuff, and just some personal things. And this now brought me deeper into weight training, and I decided to put on muscle, because more when I was playing lacrosse, I was focused on running, some lifting, high intensity kind of movements like HIIT training. Um, but now I really focused on putting on muscle. I probably gained 20 pounds of muscle in, I don't know, less than a year or something like this. Um, but eventually, maybe you guys have experienced this. I started lifting probably 6 days a week, and I'm sure you can see where this path may be headed with this mindset of moving with pain, and it started to bring on pain. It started to bring on too much tension in the body, restriction, and eventually my body was not happy. And I had this transition period from going to undergrad into chiropractic school, where my body was not good. It was my relationship with Tourette's had increased to probably the worst it had been in my life. I had so much uncontrol of these different facial tics that just um, took over my ability to focus, my ability to feel relaxed and calm in my body. Um, they were causing interesting sensations of pain and tingling in my body. And yeah, I was still operating on this model of movement from exercise and fitness to do better, to push, to grind, to force, a little bit of that like David Goggins kind of mentality. And my body was not happy with that. And at some point in early on in chiropractic school, um, I realized that I had to make a shift. I had to make a change. So I started getting a little curious about other ways of movement, yoga, working a bit with the breath. Um, and eventually, in the middle of chiropractic school, this led me into finding the work of Dr. Tommy John, or he would just say Tommy John, um, who helped me shift my model of movement to one of where I was operating previously from this competitive, forcing, grinding, getting stronger, better, faster, um, to now training. So in this perspective, my awareness kind of shifted from focusing outside to move to like maybe build some kind of physicality, build some kind of form of strength that was still operating from these old models, now to more of this inside perspective or lens where this model became about training. So I moved from, you could say, exercise to training. And this idea of the training model was based upon, if life is stimulating at me in this degree, whatever kind of forces of life, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, these inputs, the forces that are coming into me that I'm experiencing in life is coming at here, I need to stimulate at a higher level if I want to adapt, grow, evolve, and express myself fully and heal. So being in chiropractic school, my mindset was a lot more focused on this idea of healing and adapting, studying the nervous system and the body. And so his work really attracted me, and a lot of it revolved around high rep movements, plyometrics, holding isometrics for long periods of time, like holding lunges for 5 minutes and things like this. So minimal to no equipment, and becoming the stimulus, deciding how much can I input, how much can I create a stimulus within myself that can bring me higher than what life is coming into me. And through his work, committing to his work for maybe 2 to 3 years, or about 2 years, my body at one point felt amazing. It had never felt so good. A lot of the tensions had dissolved. Certain injury patterns in the low back had begun to patch themselves. So now I was kind of flipping my awareness more in on myself, and how can I take responsibility? How can I stimulate and evolve myself in a sense through this idea of training? And this continued, like I said, for about 2 years, until I started to hit maybe a little bit of a wall with this idea of training, where I became kind of closed to other things, and this is the true training. So I started to notice, you could say, a little bit of my own dogma in this way of moving. And now my model once again started to evolve and shift, and now it became more into a model of, I'll call it, expressiveness. So actually, you could say when I was young, before I got more into sports, I was operating more of a model of play, like we all do, right? We're kids, we're playing, we're exploring. We don't know much about our body or its capabilities, but we're more curious, we're figuring things out, we're more sensation oriented, feeling the body. So I kind of got a little more interested in, okay, if I'm just doing this training thing, I feel like there's more. I feel like there's something else. I started to get a little bit into dance, and some people had certain movement, you could say, systems or approaches, and I began to look at these, study these, and just kind of trying different things out. This is where I started to notice the work of Ido Portal. He became an inspiration for me. I started studying just more, realizing that movement was so much more than what I had been doing. And again, now this started to expand my model. I got into dance. 5 Rhythms became a part of my movement, moving my body in just different ways that I had not before, where I was more linear and strict and disciplined in my movement previous. So this I'll call my expressive model or stage of movement. And I was just researching things. I started to realize, oh my gosh, movement's so much more than I thought it was. So I would just move and crawl on the ground. I would try to figure things out, and I kind of let go of this pressure I had on myself that I need to stimulate more. I need to do more, and became more playful with it. Like I said, also studying some other systems of movement to investigate my body differently. But eventually, after maybe 2 years of this, I realized that I still wanted to come back to, I had a lot less structure, but I still wanted to come back to this structure, and really investigate this movement thing. There were so many questions I had, and I would see videos from other people, and I was just so intrigued by these different ways of moving. And so I realized it's time to invest in myself and get a teacher. So for about 1.5 years, I've been working with Ido Portal and his team, and it's been amazing. It's been life-changing for me, and it has shifted my model once again with movement into one of this idea of practice. So it became more about now, how can I practice myself? I need some kind of process. I need some kind of program, something that can help guide and allow me to keep showing up. That's going to also evolve me and allow me to become more complex in my movements, but also in myself as an individual. So now exploring more things in movement through the practice, such as releasing the body, working with the breath, different somatic things, still exploring strength and other elements of movement. But now the lens that I have is that the movement is simply a container, and what we want to get to is the contents, and the contents is ourself, is presence, is being here, embracing life fully, and for that I need some kind of practice. So this is the way I've been engaging with movement now, and I don't know where it's headed, but it keeps things rich. It keeps me here, it keeps me investigating, it keeps me in a mode of discovery, of being more humble and honest that I don't know myself, and there's certain aspects of movement that I've avoided because I didn't think I could do them, something like juggling, or they were intimidating, and now I engage with them. Something like stillness, I engage with these things now because they show me something more about myself, that I would have not known or gotten to a place if I didn't have a teacher or someone to offer this practice for me. So it helps me take on more responsibility, and stay in this place of self-discovery, of evolution. So this is where I'm at. Like I said, I don't know where this is going, but I want to keep committing myself to it and showing up. And this is why I also offer movement classes in person here, currently in Marietta, Georgia, and also offer one-on-one movement coaching, sharing through my experience and helping others on their path of growth, self-discovery, evolution, whatever that looks like for them. So maybe you resonated with one or more of these models. Maybe you can see yourself in a certain area, a certain place, or maybe you can see somewhere that you want to go. So I hope this helps share a little bit about myself, and maybe you can relate. And if this resonates with you, I'd love to work with you. Just reach out, send me an email, or send me a DM on social media. And yeah, cheers. Keep moving.